Hi everybody, this is Brad Knox from Bots Alive. I'm going to give a quick unboxing to explain what's in the kit and how to set it up. In the kit will be a Hexbook Spider. It will actually probably still be in the package for you. You may have a flyer that looks like this. It's just informational. And then there's this box here. So this has the kit plus some extra goodies. Here's an informational sheet, a bunch of vision blocks, these 3D printed stands here. There's a business card, a packet here with a bunch of stuff in it. Important parts first. So this is an IR blaster. There's two parts. This is the actual IR blaster. And this is a 90-degree adapter. The IR blaster sticks into the adapter like this, and you have to push firmly to get it all the way flush in. Yours should be attached already. This is going to go into the headphone jack of your phone. The other key part, besides the vision blocks, the IR blaster, is this decal here. So this actually has a sticker backing. You will peel this backing off and put it on the robot, but the app will give you a little bit of guidance on that. This is just a sticker with our logo. This is the sticker for a second robot. You'll notice it's not exactly the same. This is in case you get a hold of a Hexbook Spider and we roll out that update for the second robot. This is a USB charger for the IR blaster. It charges pretty quickly, usually 5 to 10 minutes for an hour or 2 hours of usage. These should already be charged. We charge them all. 3 little batteries. These are spare batteries for the Hexbug. If it ever gets really slow or stops working, you can unscrew it right here, and then the top just pops off, and you can see the 1, 2, 3 batteries in there. If you do that, sometimes the batteries have trouble staying in all the way, and if you do seem to have some issues with the newer batteries staying in, sometimes you can put like just one little tiny strip of paper on top of them, and it pushes them down a little bit more. The last thing in the kit is 2 of these wedges here for putting your phone against the edge of a table. The first thing you'll do is go to botsalive.com/setup and follow these instructions. So start with ignore everything in the kit. So we want you to focus on these instructions, even though I just went through the kit. And the next thing is you should have an invitation email from us. If you can't find it, then, well, you can go basically down to that help button. The email looks like this. We'll click through. Motors is our legal name. You can ignore that. And we click Start Testing. So we're going to get TestLight from the App Store. So I'm just going to do that directly on the iPhone. So I'm downloading it. Open. When it asks you about notifications, if you're willing, press allow, which will let you get notified if we update the app, and you can get a better, less buggy and more featured version. So here you can actually see our internal version and the external version, which you'd be testing. I've already redeemed them, but what you would do is you go to redeem and you go back and you see this code in bold at the bottom, and you would type it in. We'll just keep it how I had it. It'll look like that. You won't have the other one. And so you click install. This part can take a while. It's currently a large app. We will reduce it. But feel free to go get a glass of water, take a break. The app works this way. Make sure you say OK to accessing the camera and accessing the microphone. We've got these setup screens. Okay, so we're going to plug in the IR blaster. Plug the charged IR blaster into the angle adapter. That was already done out of the box. That's just putting these 2 together, and it says push firmly, so that's firmly in there. Plug both into the phone's headphone jack. Okay, next. Make sure the volume is at a maximum level. In a later version, we'll just detect the volume and then tell you to turn it up. One less setup step. It also says once play begins, you're going to aim the IR blaster's clear LED bulb. It's right here. IR blaster's clear LED bulb toward the bot. Do not unplug blaster during gameplay. So you don't need to do that now, but what that's going to look like is you're going to have it like this, basically at a 90-degree angle from the screen. Next, set up the bot. So this is where you would peel the sticker off from here, and you would place it on the bot, and it says making sure not to cover the black sensor. So here's the black sensor right here, and so you would stick it on like that. And I'll just leave it on so that I don't use up the sticker. It says put the hex plug on channel 1. So here you can see 0, 1, and 2. It's actually already on 1. The robots will actually put themselves to sleep to save battery power if they're left inactive for too long. And in that case, you actually need to go back to 0. So you can see it's on 0 now, and then to 1. And just be careful that it's not somewhere between 1 and 2. There's a remote that will come with your Spider in its box. It'll actually match colors. These ones mismatch. The remote is not part of our system. Our system replaces the remote, but the remote can be used to make sure that everything's working independent of our system. To do so, and this is just the normal way you would play with a Hexbug Spider, you make sure it's on, and you make sure that it matches here to 1 to 1 or 2 to 2, and yeah, so it's working. You know, if the next steps take you a while, you might want to flip this back to 0 and 1. So we did that. Personalize the bot. Maybe we'll make it green, and we'll name it Finnet. That's a great name. Next, keep the camera on the bot. The bot sees what the camera sees. When play starts, keep your phone's camera aimed at the bot 1 to 3 feet away. You can hold the phone or prop it up on the edge of the table. I'll show that. One thing we show in the picture but we don't say here is that the camera works best when close to bird's eye view, so above the robot and the vision blocks. And the last thing, the blue block, let's see if we can find that. The blue vision block is used to attract your bot. So this is just informational. You'll use this once you start playing. And the red block, it makes obstacles, and the robot will typically evade the red blocks. Click start, and here's just an informational screen. You press that X to get out of it. If you want to go back to it, you can press that top right button. And if you want to go back to the setup screen, you can press that hamburger at the top left, and then I'll just fly through these. We've got all this set up. If we lift it up, we should see the camera, and we do. Now we can also see that it's picking up that item there, and now it sees the robot and it's controlling it. And the sticker fell off because I didn't really stick it on. But now it's working. If I take the robot out for a while, this error message will come up, just letting you know that the bot can't be seen. So here's one way of holding the camera. The other way to set up the camera is to prop it up on the edge of a table. You can see the cameras around here. We want it to be on the higher end, and then we want the IR blaster to be out like that. As I hold it here, it can kind of see down to the robot, but I don't want to hold it all the time, and that's where these wedges come in. They work quite nicely. There we go. So now I can come down here and I can play and largely ignore the camera unless something seems to be going wrong.